What's the eternal principle?
But one.
Which is?
Well, we call it God, but that personifies it.
What's going on, man? How you doing?
Good. How you doing?
Very well, very well. Thank you for coming on, man.
Thanks for having me. Happy to be here.
I pretty much talked about you the whole last episode. It's like, apparently we've been inseparable. Fucking concerts, Emmaus Retreats, Jay Shetty. So
it's been a good few weeks.
Yeah, so we're probably gonna end up talking about the same thing over again. So sorry for the listeners, but it's always good to have a different perspective of what actually happens.
Yeah.
Right?
Because you like to blow shit out of proportion and just fluff it up.
I usually do, just trying to get fucking followers, man. You know what I mean?
Hey, you got to do what you got to do.
Anything for the gram, just fake as you possibly can, you know, the whole deal.
Get it where you can.
So, yeah, what's been going on with you, man?
There's a whole lot of different directions I can go with that. You tell me which way.
Well, I mean, I guess the reason why, and while we were on the bus heading to Miami to go on the Emmaus Retreat, we got into a really dope conversation.
Yeah.
Right? You're a business owner?
Yep.
For how many years now?
Technically, I started freelancing doing what I do in 2009.
2009. So it's been a little bit.
A little bit.
Been a little bit.
A little bit.
Built it from the ground up.
Yeah.
Work for yourself.
I've also worked on site. I've worked at offices. I've had a bunch of different positions, but still freelance on the side throughout all of that. And now I'm at the point where it's just entirely my own deal.
Right. Thoroughbred entrepreneur.
I don't know about being a thoroughbred, but I do what I can.
So we got in this conversation and I was just, you know, I'm basically asking you about your business and starting it. And, you know, we've gotten into a conversation before, but you had this spiritual approach to it all. And basically you were telling me, you know, you're finally at the point where you've wanted to be, working your ass off in your business. Like, not that you've arrived, but you're like, okay, like this came, we're here now, etc.
Yeah.
But you talked about success coming from God.
Yeah. So the one thing I want to say before like we actually get into business shit.
Did you get them?
Yep.
Awesome.
Fuck yeah. All right. So the first thing I want to say before we actually get into business shit is just that at any point, if anything that sounds like I'm saying is coming from ego or whatever else, that's not my intention. And also anything that I'm saying where it's like, if I'm saying you should, or I'm using someone as an example or whatever else, whatever the fuck it may seem, I'm pretty much just talking about myself from a different perspective or whatever it is. Like once I get going, that's just how I talk. It's like, this is your responsibility. That's what you should do. When I say that, I'm saying that's how I view it as being my responsibility. Yeah. So that's just something that I want to get out there up front. Something else is just that, I mean, we're very similar in the fact that I would imagine we probably follow a bunch of the same shit on socials, like probably business pages, faith, quotes, motivation, music, art, so on, so on, so on.
Yeah.
And how many business pages can you say actually talk about having any form of faith or having their success being driven by God or coming from God or the life that they have being thanks to God? Right. It's always some shit like, I wake up at this time, I journal, I fucking take a nice shower, this,
5 a.m. club, fucking never eat, never sleep, hustle.
Yes.
Forget about everything.
Yeah,
breathe.
Exactly. It's just all that shit. It's just grind.
Yeah.
At no point will any of those pages ever talk about what they do, the success that they've found as being God-given, which in my mind is absolute bullshit because everything that we have, and again, when I say we, I'm saying, talking about myself, just to clarify, everything that I have is God-given. I wouldn't be where I am with my business if it weren't for God, my relationship with God, and just that's what I need to keep at the forefront of my life. And it's also one of those things where anything that we do, so think about if you put out a dope podcast or you put out a dope shirt, people aren't saying something like, oh, he must have some killer computer equipment. People are saying, oh, Scott fucking killed it with that. Or our buddy Tom writes a book. People aren't like, oh, he must have a badass pen or a typewriter, whatever the fuck. They're saying Tom's got some fucking talent. Or if I take a dope picture, build a website, or whatever the fuck it is, so on and so forth. They're not talking about the tool, the instrument that was used. They're talking about me. And in my mind, that mentality needs to go farther, because anything that I do, I need to remember at the end of the day, I'm just a tool or an instrument of God. I have the talents or the knowledge or the skill or whatever that he imbued me with, and I need to use that however the fuck I'm able to. So that's why, don't get me wrong, being a human, I absolutely love getting credit or whatever it may be, because it makes me feel good. It lets me know I did something right. But at the end of the day, I don't need that credit, because the credit needs to go to God. I'm just a tool of God. I'm just an instrument doing what God has blessed me with the ability to do. So when it comes to business, anything that I do, anything I have, it all fucking comes from God in one way or another. And I just think there's not nearly enough talk of that in the world.
Do you feel like you started right off with this type of conception and ideal, like you've been in business 10 plus years, or as you went through, has this kind of been revealed to you and taken on its own form?
No, that definitely, it took a lot of time for me to actually make that connection and to put it together. And it's also one of those things, even after discovering it, I've had a lot of times where I became such a workaholic that I would let my work get in the way of my relationship with God or myself or others or whatever else. And immediately I start suffering. It's one of those things where they say, anything you put in front of God, he'll take away from you. And that's the truth. So that's one of those things where I need to keep reminding myself that God needs to come first in all aspects of my life. And it doesn't matter what else it is. But it took me years to actually grasp that understanding and to really hold on tight to it.
Can you explain how God comes first for you? Like, what does that look like in Ben's life?
I can give you a rundown of like my daily activities where I make it a point. So first thing I do when I wake up, I roll right out of bed, hit my knees, I pray. After that, I've got a handful of daily readings that I go through. And then after that, I meditate.
I know that to be the truth because you send me pictures of all of them.
Dude, they're fucking fire. If something really hits me, or if it's something that I know like one of my boys or whoever else can benefit from, it's my responsibility to share that love. Yeah. So I do the daily readings, I meditate. Throughout the day, I always make it a point to, no matter what, at least sit down for one meal a day, which may seem ridiculous, but for me, with the way I was raised and the path that I went down, that was something that I got far away from, and I see a lot of value in it. Pray before I eat, and I usually slack on the second meditation, but I try to get a second meditation in. Read again at night, and before I hop into bed, I pray again, write a letter to God, and that's that. And it's also throughout the day when little stuff happens, like even small, whatever it may be, no matter how inconsequential it may seem, where I just realize that it was something that was a God incident. Right. That's one of those things where I have to stop and pause and just thank him for doing whatever it was that was, no matter how insignificant it may seem at the time.
Yeah. And I think that's where people get confused is like we talk about a routine or how you keep God first. And it doesn't have to look like praying all day and meditating all day and focusing my mind on all this stuff. I mean, that's the cornerstone. But in doing these things, it gears your mind and just who you are as a human to like, as we're going throughout the day, I more have like this conscious contact or awareness of the presence of God. So I'm just like, it just spurs you into having like a fluid relationship with it.
Yeah.
You know?
It's just a matter of being aware and open to it. It's not something that you have to be focused on for every single second of the day, but it is something that does require devotion and focus at whatever points they may be for your specific routine.
Devotion and focus. I like that. And I think about awareness, right? Like awareness is a dirty bitch, man. Because let me tell you what, man, you turn your back on awareness, you don't like that shit. You know, it's like, it's a double-edged sword, because once you get aware, go ahead and turn your back on that, man. That shit does not feel good, you know?
Yep.
And then I feel like, too, like, as far as you're describing moving through business with this faith and really reliance and humility of just like, you know, God's glory, not mine. I'm just this tool, which I don't want you to depreciate yourself too much, right? But I feel like that's one of the gifts of recovery is like you come in banged up. We realize that, or you have probably realized that, you know, of yourself, you were nothing. God came into your life, resurrected you. So like you had that script from the jump before you even started your business. So like the benefit of it is you just carried it into your business.
Yeah.
You know?
And even still, like, God has resurrected me multiple times since I've been sober. Like, it's one of those things where he believed in me long before I believed in him. And then when I came to originally get sober, I had a different conception of God when I first got sober than I do now. And it's something that evolved over the years.
Same.
When I first got sober, it was the memory of my sister and nature and whatever else it may be. And then a few years into recovery, I had an experience where it shifted from my own deal to Jesus. And that's when I say God, that's what I'm referring to. And I've gone through, actually, I've put myself through a brutal cycle in my recovery where, like I was saying before, I just get balls deep into work and everything else in my life suffers. And I neglect myself. I neglect God. I neglect this person. I neglect this person, this, so on, so forth. And I'm lucky in the sense that I haven't gone out as a result in that process. And there's no possible way that it was me carrying myself at that point. And that was one of those times where God was carrying me when I wasn't all there on God. I may say that I was at the time or whatever else, but in retrospect, I wasn't doing nearly enough to live the life that I was living, if that makes sense.
Yeah. You think you got to like some dangerous points?
Oh, absolutely. I went through. So it's just, there weren't any times, somehow, miraculously, there weren't any times where I had actually wanted to go drink or use or anything like that. But it was just like, I've had days in recovery where I would go to sleep and not care if I woke up in the morning. Like, I would just wake up pissed off that I'm still here.
Yeah.
Which I've hit emotional bottoms in recovery that are worse than before I got sober, which is a horrifying thought to think of. But that's the truth of it, because you take out everything that we were doing back in the day to numb ourselves out. You don't have that anymore. You're only faced with yourself. And when you're being a shitbag in recovery, there's nothing to numb it down. And it's a horrible place to be.
I'm not sure that I've met anybody yet that in long-term sobriety hasn't gone through that emotional bottom. I think that there's like two bottoms, right? Like you come in, it's the bottom that gets you in the door and gets you to stop using or drinking. And then like, I didn't know how to fucking do life. You know what I mean? Like the only thing I knew was fucking heroin.
Yeah.
It was the only thing I knew. It was my best friend. And so then you like get into the throes of life and you're trying to act like a fucking adult and not get Baker acted. It's like, it's kind of a tough fucking deal, you know? No one ever told me it would be a little bit of a fucking tough deal. So I think like, experiencing that emotional bottom is, I feel like it is necessary to getting launched into emotional sobriety.
Yeah.
Or emotional intelligence or whatever.
Yeah.
They say like the difference between an adult and a child is emotion over intellect. An adult is intellect over emotion. So like when people get spit out into recovery, like I truly believe that, you know how they say like whenever you started using at whatever age, that's where you're like,
that's where your brain's just stuck in.
Yeah, you just emotionally stopped right there.
Yep.
I 1000% believe that. And
Absolutely.
I work in treatment and I see it every fucking day.
Yeah.
You know, so it's like you start to unravel all these emotions and learn how to like G-check yourself and think through things and not respond and react emotionally and compulsively. And that's a fucking process. Like people don't really, you ever broken a bone or anything like that?
Nah.
No?
Blew out my ACL, blew out a disc in my neck, bunch of other shit like that. Never had any breaks somehow.
Okay, so I've broken like 7 bones, right? And
Yep.
when you've gotten surgery, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you were what, pretty jacked up with your neck?
Oh, fuck yeah.
Yeah. How long were you laid up?
From the actual surgery that I did with a disc replacement, that was probably like 8 weeks.
Okay, 8 weeks. Now, if I was over your house taking care of you and you hopped up at week 1 and you tried fucking cracking your back or something, and you were like, this is bullshit, I should be fucking healed by now, you'd have to be an asshole.
Yeah.
Because we know fucking biology just don't work that way.
Yep.
And I would have to say that, like, we have to create an environment for the body to heal. And I would think that, like, trauma, addiction, emotional immaturity, all that stuff, the pain of addiction and all that, dude, that I would have to say that takes way longer than healing a fucking bone.
Oh, absolutely.
You know, so like it's just about like creating an environment in which the healing power of God or life or nature that heals and grows effortlessly can happen like within you.
Yeah.
Right.
No, like, dude, there's shit that I didn't even really, I thought I'd been working on it or whatever else, but like I didn't really actually come to terms with it until I was over 10 years sober. Like shit like that. And it's just, I don't want to say you get to it when you get to it, but you get to it when you're faced with it. When there's something in your life that is, you can't run from it anymore. And it's just right there. Because I've had a lot of issues in my life where it's almost like I've been subconsciously, it's there, but I don't recognize it or I don't realize it in one way or another. And subconsciously, I just choose to run away from it. So I've had shit come up where it's like I have to face it because it just finally clicked into place. Like that was finally the time for me to face it and to grow from it and whatever else.
Yeah, I remember this chick. This was like 7 years ago. I was in a meeting, and I don't know, I've never forgotten this, but she was like speaking and kind of like teaching some stuff. I think she was going over the steps or something like that. And she just like stopped in the middle of it and took a deep breath and was like, when it's your time, it's your time. And I fucking felt that shit, man. I was like, because she was saying it was like, she was almost like she was, the way I took it was like, she's like, you can't force yourself better. She's like, there's things that are going to come to you when they're supposed to come to you, and it's going to be painful, and that's how you know it's going to be your time. But like, to get in there, I mean, you got to get in the mix and, you know, be a part of everything, but things are going to come when they're supposed to come.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like at that moment where you at.
Yeah. And you can't rush it. All you can do is trust the process.
Right. Are you going to turn tail and turn your back on awareness or fucking stay and sack up?
Yeah.
You know, and accept the discomfort.
And just allow yourself to be as vulnerable as you can. All you can do is walk through it. You can't run from it.
So, and I know we got not off topic, but going back to the business thing. So you deal with a lot of clients. Like that's your thing. Like you provide a service and you deal with multiple personalities, multiple clients all the time, right? Like
yeah.
Customer relations is 90% of your job probably.
Yeah. Managing expectations and just making sure that my clients are happy.
Okay. So first, I want you to tell us what you do. And then second, talk to me about navigating these relationships with these human beings, basically by the golden rule, because I think that's what you were bringing up, like loving on these people, never trying to be greedy, never trying to take, but like honoring the God kind of like within them.
Yeah. So I've got a marketing agency focused on the firearms industry. I do graphic design, web design, e-commerce, photography, videography, merch production, animation, and a whole bunch of different marketing shit revolving around that.
Okay.
Simplest way to explain it is I'm a nerd that gets paid to play with guns.
Love that.
And it is fucking blessing beyond words. It is such a dream come true. But yeah, I do what I do because it's a career. It pays the bills. It keeps a roof over my head. And it's something that I just honestly pretty much fell backwards into and ended up working towards over a decade somehow. But I do it the way I do it because the biggest thing for me isn't actually making money off my clients or off prospective clients. Like, the relationships I've been able to build with people has just been mind-blowing on so many levels. Like, I've got clients where I've been there for their birthday parties, or I've sent flowers to spouses when they're in the hospital, or whatever else it may possibly be. And even if you take the money out of the equation, I would still want these people to be in my life. I'd still want to be in their lives however I possibly can. Like, for example, my dad passed away February of 2021. And so we've got a group text where it's most of my clients and a handful of other guys in the industry. And we all just talk pretty much all day about industry stuff, life stuff, bullshit, whatever else it may be. And I had a question about something that my father had one of his possessions. So I asked it in my group, and one of my clients in Boston, now mind you, this guy's mid-40s. At this time, he had a wife, 2 kids, and 2 exchange students at home. And he was just like, yeah, you need anything at all, I can drive down there and be right there. I'm 6 hours away. Just let me know. And that motherfucker meant it. And that was powerful for me. And then again, when my mom passed away in December of that year, it was 4 days before Christmas. And he was like, yeah, you got to see at our table if you want to come down here, no matter what. And he meant it. And then I went and ended up, there's no reason for me to stay around Rome at that point. So I went back to Carolina, and one of my clients had me over to their parents' house the day before Christmas, when it's like 16 people there. I'm the only one that's not a member of the family. And this is their tradition every year. That's what they do. They do their dinner and gifts and all that the day before Christmas. And they wanted me to be there for that. And it felt fucking amazing. And the next day, another one of my clients had me over to their house for Christmas brunch. Again, I'm the only one that's not family. Fucking last week, when I had to put my dog down, I let everyone know in advance. I'm like, I told them the day before, I'm like, hey, tomorrow's going to be the day for Turbo, so I'm not going to be around. Half the guys right in the group said something, and then the other half texted me privately on the side. And then they relayed it to other people, like other clients or other people at their companies or whatever else. And I was getting just blown up with more texts. And it's just like, being able to fucking have friends like that in my life is just such a fucking absolute blessing. And one of my favorite things about working in the firearms industry is being able to connect with people like this, because it's just old school traditional values in the sense of being, what you say is what you mean is what you say. A handshake goes a very fucking long way. And it's just a lot of mutual respect. And those are connections that you cannot find in a lot of industries. Yeah. And it's a blessing for me. And I do whatever I'm able to give back to other people in the industry, because I'm so grateful for that. So, for example, if someone hits me up, they need a quote on a job, there's a few different ways they respond. Either they just go ghost, don't say shit, which personally annoys me the most because it's unprofessional and disrespectful after I took the time.
Yeah.
But I can understand where they're coming from, so I don't take it personally and I let it go. And then another is they'll reply and say that their budget is lower than what I'm asking. So totally understand that. I get sticker shock. I know that my prices aren't for everybody, but I stand behind them for the most part. So there are occasions when I'll give a discount or something for specific reasons. But even then, if I'm not making money off them and they say that they can't afford me, I don't take it personally. I respect it, and I still do whatever I can to help them. I tell them, hey, here's some other resources. You might be able to find someone here that does what you're looking for a better price, or go here, check this out. And even if you have any questions, you need any advice, suggestions, whatever, by all means, hit me up, ask me. I would rather at least know that you're going in the right direction than getting taken advantage of by someone else with a MacBook just because they call themselves a designer or this or that or whatever else.
Rather than just discarding them because they're not going to pay what you want them to pay.
Yeah, exactly.
People don't realize that, like, when we treat humans like that, that has an affect.
Yes, life is all about relationships. When you think about it, that's what it comes down to.
Yeah.
And it doesn't always have to be monetary. There doesn't have to be an exchange. I don't have to make money off someone to have a professional relationship with them. I'm more than happy to give advice, suggestions, whatever the fuck else I can. Just because I get paid for it, I make my living off it, doesn't mean that I'm going to deny someone from giving them direction if they need it.
And you know what? Like when you've put on all this work in to be, you know, whatever, incredibly successful, just in the terms of like people will say, oh, he's a success because, you know, he worked for himself, he built his business up from scratch, regardless of how much money. For me, success is freedom, right? Mm-hmm. But at any rate, one of the things that I want to talk to you about that annoys the shit out of me when people say is like, oh, must be nice. Must be nice.
Must be nice, and how lucky.
Yeah.
So before we actually go into that, I should probably give some more background on like my business model.
Okay.
So I work on paper, I work 55 hours a month. In reality, I work like 40 hours a month. And that fits my lifestyle of what I want, which is to be able to cover my cost of living, to be able to save and invest, to be able to travel, go to concerts, shop, go on adventures, do whatever fun shit I want. And I make enough working how much I do to be able to afford that for both myself and a partner. And that's probably going to piss a lot of people off when they first hear that, because they're going to think exactly what you just said. It must be nice, or how lucky. When the truth is, it took a lot of... So I ran a decade of 80-hour weeks. Like, I was working with my company. If I was freelancing, I was in school full time. I was managing graphics departments for a few different offices. I was selling ammo and magazines on Gunbroker when I was in college, just as another form of income. Like, I grinded myself to fucking mental breakdowns multiple times. So people don't always see the road to success. They just see where you're at now, and they jump right to that. Not everybody, but most people. They don't think about what goes into it because they don't know, or they weren't there for it, they didn't witness it, whatever else it may be. And when someone says it must be nice, I immediately think of all the memories and opportunities that I missed out on with my parents when I could have spent more time with them, but instead I was working. That shit's not nice. When I go into my repetitive cycle of putting work before everything else in my life over and over and over and over again, and ruining relationships, that shit's not nice. When I have people in my life that love me when I can't love myself, and I just make them feel like they can be discarded, or they're not a consideration, or they have no value or worth in my life because I'm so obsessed with work. That shit's not nice. So when people say it must be nice, those are the things that I think of. And I don't argue with them. I don't do anything else. I just say, I'm grateful for the life I have. It's truly a blessing. Because I can also understand where they're coming from, because I used to have that mentality. And I used to look at other people and their success and this and that and whatever else it may be. I used to just think, that must be nice. Because as a human, that's just what we're prone to think. And I gotta say, the life that I have today is pretty fucking nice. Like, and that's not even like trying to sound arrogant or egotistical or anything else. I mean, I don't talk to everybody about the shit that I do, but like I've talked to you about it because I know like you, Tom, Bree, Babs, like some of the friends that we have, they really support what I've been doing for like the past year and the kind of life that I have, and just saying, fuck it, I'm going to go and do this, or I'm going to go and do that, or whatever else it may be. And I understand that's not normal. Not everyone's able to do that. I'm blessed with the opportunity to be able to work from anywhere in the world, that I have internet and a laptop most of the time. It's very rare that I actually have to be on site for any of my work. So yeah, it is pretty fucking nice. But at the same time, it came with a lot of sacrifice. It came with a lot of hours and pain, not only for myself, but for others. for the people I hurt that were around me in the process.
Yeah, I feel like when you're talking about it like that, and obviously there's like, it's very potent when you're talking about it. I can imagine like as you look back, there's a little bit of like regret there.
Oh,
Of
yeah.
how it was navigated, especially with the parents thing, probably.
Yeah. So I will say this. If I could go back to, so 2017 was the worst year financially I've ever had. I had to drain my savings, my stock portfolio, my IRA. I sold my Harley. I was selling guns and other personal possessions just to keep my fucking bills paid and keep a roof over my head. And it was fucking horrendous. And if I could go back to that year, I wouldn't. Even though I am where I am and I'm grateful for where I'm at now, I absolutely fucking love the life that I've been blessed with today. If I could avoid those 5-6 years of everything that I went through to get to this point, I would in a fucking heartbeat, just because of the pain that I caused to others, myself, the memories, the opportunities that were missed out on, and everything else. I would have just gone back to working in some office job and just taken whatever underpaid position they had, because it would have been stable, it would have been steady, it would have been less stress. I could have left work at work when I clocked out,
Right.
and it would have been simple.
Yeah.
But I didn't take the simple route by any means.
I think a lot of people like don't realize with this, entrepreneurial frenzy now and this fucking,
The grind mindset and the
Yeah.
hustle mentality and all that.
all these influencers and shit, they post a story of living wherever and just working off their phone and making these little inspirational clips, and that's great, right? And we just suck that 30 seconds in and go, oh man, if I could fucking have that,
Yep.
And like for someone who's done it, like sitting across from you, it's like people don't realize that it's a 24-hour job.
Building it is, yeah.
Yeah.
Where I'm at now is not.
Yeah. But like it
has to be at some point.
It becomes a part of you.
Yes.
You know?
It becomes everything you embody. And the thing is, entrepreneurship isn't for everybody. And the whole, like you're just saying, like everything about all the Instagram pages and this and that and everyone where it's just like grind till you're dead. Grind till you're successful
Dude,
or you're in the
hate
fucking
that
grave.
shit, man. You remember the fucking video we were looking at? I was showing you. I think we were like driving to Jay Shetty, and it was like this military guy, and he was on a podcast, and he was just pounding. He's like,
God.
I will fucking do it for my fucking brothers, and blah 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 blah.
Dude, it's
And
one of those things. It's just like fucking hell. Chill out.
It's like, dude, we get it. You know, like, I mean, listen, I get it. Like, I'm all about inspiration. Obviously, hopefully this podcast inspires people and all that. And I've obviously been guilty of getting a little rah. But it's like some of these pages are like alpha motivation. Is
Yes.
the name of the page.
Yeah.
Fucking alpha motivation.
Yeah.
Just motivate. You're better. You're. I will never back the fuck down.
Yeah.
And it's just like, dude, is that real? Like, that's not how I want to live.
Yeah. And that's the thing. So entrepreneurship isn't for everybody. It is very fucking hard, or at least at some point it will be very fucking hard. And you don't have to fall into pretty much the current culture and climate of everyone saying you have to hustle, you have to grind. And if you're good at something, you need to make a fucking side hustle out of it.
Yeah.
100% fuck that. If you're passionate about something, you're good at it, you don't have to make money
Just
off
do
it.
it for the passion and
Yes.
let it take its form, which Rick Rubin talks about in his fucking book.
Yeah.
Don't do it for the crowd. Don't do it for the money. If you love doing it, do it for the love
Yep.
and let it form whatever the fuck it's going to form.
Yes, whatever the fuck it is.
Dude, like, I'm not, whatever, not to make it all about me, but like, I'm not making money or anything, like, you know what I mean? Like, this is just what I love doing.
Yeah.
Somehow I ended up right here, so I'm just fucking keep doing it. If it ended up turning into something where I could work for myself and get paid to talk, that would be fucking dope.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to bend and break myself and, fucking bend my life and trying to fit in every corner to make that happen. Maybe that's wrong. I don't know. Maybe I should be taking it like that. Maybe I should be like, really turning myself over to it or whatever, but I don't know. Like, I'm reading this book that I was just telling you about, David Hawkins' Letting Go, The Pathway of Surrender. And he goes through like all these emotions, which he breaks down as like levels of consciousness, whatever. I was reading Desire last night, and he talks about, and this is going to relate to the work harder, alpha fucking motivation. Yeah, America. men. You know what I mean? Like, whatever, dude. So I'm reading this book, and he talks about having a desire, right? And sometimes we can desire things, and there's glamour around it. Like, glamour is kind of riders. There's like lights around a pole type thing. And when we get there and we're like, this ain't even really what I thought it was going to be. Like, we think, like, I remember Jim Carrey saying something like, I wish everyone could get famous and successful so they realize it's not the answer.
Yeah.
Right. So there's like this glamour that kind of keeps us smitten to, you know, when we get there. But like, by the time we get there, the lights go away. But at any rate, this whole desire thing, he talks about, if you desire something, you let it go, which is counterintuitive. And that's the whole, like, spirituality is all a great fucking paradox, right? Which is like super annoying, but it's kind of fun in the same sense. But that's the challenge of the ego, is to let it go. So I was thinking about this, like, this actually happened to me, right? I always wanted to be a morning person. I wanted to get up 5 a.m., fucking pray, meditate for an hour, fucking work out, fucking handstand walk 3 miles, like just run 7 miles, go back home, drink a shake, eat eggs, pray some more, and then I'm gonna go and kill my day, you know? But like, I'm not that guy.
Yeah.
Like, dude, I've struggled getting up out of bed since I can remember. My mom used to have to fucking drag me out of bed. She worked at the post office, and she would go to work before I had to get up to go to school. I remember her calling, like, get the fuck out of bed, get out of bed. And I would barely make the bus most days, you know?
Yeah.
I would barely make the bus. So that's just been me for a hot minute. So like, my first couple of years getting sober, I would say my first year, I wanted to be this guy. I wanted to be the guy that got up at 5 a.m., was happy about getting up, and could drink coffee and do this morning routine. And, you know, and I don't think it's wrong to want that, right? But I got to this place where, like, every night I would set my alarm for 5 a.m. and I'm really going to do it this time. And then I wouldn't. So it sounds like fucking addiction. I'm really going to get I'm not going to drink tomorrow. I'm definitely not going to fucking drink tomorrow, right? So it came to the point where, like, I had to accept where I was and who I was at that time, which was a guy that fucking didn't get up in the morning and hit snooze 19 times before he had to be to work in 10 minutes, right? So I was like, well, fuck it. I can either... And dude, like, when I got up, like, when I would hit snooze 19 times, get up 10 minutes before I had to go to work, and I was a failure before I left the door. You know what I mean? I was riddled in shame and guilt. I was like, I'm a fucking, didn't do it again, failed again, good luck staying sober. You know what I mean? God, I'm sure God ain't gonna fucking have your back today. You know, and nobody was doing that to me but me. But this rah, in order to be okay, I have to do this. And it was such bullshit. So I finally fucking just accepted who I was, which was a guy that didn't get up in the morning. And then set my alarm for 20 minutes before I had to be to work, said a heartfelt prayer, and then kept it moving. And then once I accepted that, I let go of that desire of wanting myself to look a certain way. Dude, years later, it came to me. I get up 2 hours before I gotta go to work. I fucking meditate for 30 minutes, drink coffee. I'll do some. I read. And I fell into it, but it came to me by letting it go. So it's like, spiritually, we oppose this whole Alpha Motivation 2.0 Instagram page, because it's like, I don't know, maybe some people can do that. I can't do that. So I want it to come as it's supposed to come. And I guess that's just an example, but everything that's good in my life now has come as a result of letting go and not trying to bend it into my life. And it is such a mind fuck. It really is such a mind fuck.
It's like countersteering on a motorcycle. When you take a turn, you have to turn it the wrong way. It goes against everything we would ever fucking do naturally.
Perfect example. Perfect example. Also, why I'll never ride a motorcycle. You know what I mean?
I'll recommend it around here. Just speaking from experience.
Crazy shit. Yeah, so I don't know, man. I just don't, like, especially with our meditation. It's like that opposes the whole fucking rah. Like, where's God in all that?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, where's faith in life's ability to take care of you and all that type thing?
Not leaving much space for it.
Not really much space for it. And you're like in that's me like carrying the yoke of the world, you know, and it's just putting the fucking weight of the world on my shoulders. Like that, what's that ancient thing of the guy pushing the stone up the hill on his back? I forget who that is. But
Atlas. Thank you.
Sisyphus.
Yep.
All right, fucking
He has to
Paul.
push it up every single day and then start over the next.
Right. Endless torture.
Yep.
Endless torture. So anyways, Emmaus has been the most powerful thing of 2023 so far for me. And I would say, you know, a very powerful thing that's happened in my life. Right?
Yeah.
Okay, not just 2023. Fucking just completely putting it in a box.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's cool.
2020 was great for 2023, I guess.
Yeah, we're three months in. That shit slapped.
Yeah. So for me, and I talked about this, right? It seemed to have, number one, it was fucking an honor to do it with you.
Yeah,
That
man.
was great.
That shit's just like a bond that we'll never be able to share with anyone else in like
100%.
the greatest possible way. Because we'll be able to see other people building that bond, which is fucking incredible.
Yeah, and what Ben's mentioning is you go back, and the retreat is every 6 months. If you're interested, you can hit me up on Instagram from the Grave Podcast, and I'd be happy to give you any information you need, which is going to be very little.
It's going to be very limited.
Yeah. So anyways, I talked about last week what it did for me. I would love to hear what it did for you.
So I've had a bunch of different people that ask me about it and shit. And same thing as you were saying here last week. It's like, I can't really tell you much because if you ever do, it's going to ruin that experience for you. So it's just, I bring it down to the point that it is easily one of the best things that I've ever done in my life. Like I would say top 3 without a fucking doubt. It was nothing short of life-changing. I can't tell you the last time that I've ever been so overwhelmed with positivity and love. And I've cried a lot over the last few years with all the loss and all the different shit that I've dealt with and how my life has changed and everything. And I mean, shit, that might be the first time in my entire life that I've actually cried for something positive. And it was just incredible.
Yeah.
I couldn't be more grateful for that experience. And
Yeah, shout out to Jay Stark.
yeah, seriously.
Yeah.
For him hooking me on that, and then me getting you. Because honestly, I don't know if I couldn't get you to go, I might not have done it. Yeah. Like once I knew you were in, I was like, all right, we're fucking doing this.
Yeah. So it's a little, they don't tell you much about it. It's a men's retreat. It's focused on God.
Well, I should point out, they also do a women's retreat, which anyone that's interested, the women's retreat is the end of this month. And then the men's retreat is going to be August, I want to say. And
6 months. Yeah.
like you said, if anyone has any questions, to hit you up, or if this is on social and I'm tagged on it, hit me up. If it's something that you're interested in, so it's $220, which covers everything for the whole weekend. And if it's something you're genuinely interested in and you can't afford it for any reason, no questions asked, I'll pay for that shit for you. It's that fucking amazing. Like, I don't care if I even know you or not. If you have a genuine interest and think that it will better your life, your connection with God, bring you closer to Jesus or your fellow human, whatever the fuck it may be, and you can't afford it, I will gladly pay for that shit all day.
Weekend trip.
Yes.
Friday, Saturday,
One of the best things
Sunday.
you'll ever do with your life.
Quick weekend. Just getting saturated in spirit.
Yeah.
That's it. Take what you need, leave the rest. Be open-minded, you know. For me, I will do anything that will suggestively get me closer to God.
Yeah. And I didn't think that
I'll pretty
was
much
gonna...
do fucking anything. You know.
All right. Now that you said that, next thing we got to do is, oh yeah, it's happening. Either going to do a mission trip or a pilgrimage trip. One of those two. Just go all in.
I want to do the fucking the vision trip in Arizona where we don't eat or drink for 4 days.
No, I'm good on that.
No, that's what I want to do.
No.
Man.
Okay, fine. I'll do that shit with you.
We got to do that first.
Okay, fine. I'll do that with you. You'll do a fucking
My therapist did it. No drink, no food for 4 days, which is out of like. You guys watch
Yellowstone?
What's Yellowstone? You guys watch Yellowstone? So in the thing, this is like Native American shit where Casey, they put him in a field and just leave him there and he gets visions of his brother and shit. That's kind of like what it is.
Yeah.
And my therapist goes, and I was like, dude, I'm like, come on. I can't go fucking 8 hours without eating, number one, right? And I was like, and I'm like, okay, I'm like, what happened, you know? And he looked me dead in the eye. He looked me dead in the eye and said, he goes, I had visions that are still guiding me to this day. And then just kept it moving.
And when did he do this?
Oh, fuck. Psh, I don't know. I would guess like 10 years ago, probably, when he was a little younger.
I'm so tempted to ask him about it.
Ask him about it. I think it's like $2,000. I think it's like $2,000.
Yeah.
But he said, he's like, you know how he's like, when you're really hungry and like you kind of get hunger pains, he's like, times that by 1,000.
Oh.
He goes, it fucking literally hurts. It feels like someone's stabbing you in the stomach. But like, why would we go and do that, you know? And it's like,
if it brings you closer to God,
Yeah,
that's just worth the sacrifice.
push the fucking human spirit to the end, you know?
Buckle up, take the fucking ride.
America. You know, I actually, speaking of Native American culture, I was
This should be good.
achieving my associate's degree in environmental studies years ago, and I got to read like some really dope books, and like some classes I took was like environmental ethics. And there was this one book called Changes in the Land, and they talked about, he's like, the reason, well, amongst many of the reasons why we clashed with Native Americans was they moved with the land, right? So like when salmon were running, they lived by the river. When game were running, they lived in land, right? We came over, we put up a fence, and we go, yep, this is my land. This is my plot here. This is what I do. And they're like, no, everything is ours. And it's, we were like stewards of it. Right.
Yep.
So it was like this complete cultural difference. And they, you know, they worshiped like the Great Spirit. They were more dialed in, dude. Like they let it speak to them almost, you know? And it's like, I believe I'm a big Christ guy. Right. But I do not and will never, ever condemn anyone else for believing anything or say that you are wrong and I am right. Mm-hmm. I'm not that fucking guy.
Not
dude.
a fucking chance.
I'm not that guy.
As long as you're doing what makes you happy and you're not hurting anyone else in the process, fucking have at it.
Never will I ever say you're going to hell for not believing in Jesus.
The way you live your life is no different than the way I live my life. I believe what I believe. You believe what you believe. Why the fuck do we have to believe the same thing? That's what makes humans so special. We can have differences and still live peacefully between those. Does it always happen? Not a fucking chance.
Not a fucking chance.
Free will is a bitch.
Free will is a bitch. You know how people like always say, like you hear this in 12-step shit, like, oh, I took my will back, or I relapsed and I took my will back. I get what they're saying, but I fucking hate that thing because it's like we always have our will. Mm-hmm. We're always operating in free will. The only thing that needs to be done, or the point of the game, is to get our will aligned with God's will. It's like, as they say, stay on the beam, right? It's like I can be jammed up in my will and fucking self-will run riot and all this shit that they say, right? Yeah, but I'm never not in my will. It's just, am I moving with the rhythm? Is my heartbeat matching the beat of the universe type thing? You know, and that was another thing I brought. Like you just said that you would pay for anyone that wasn't financially able. You'd pay for them to go.
Yeah,
right.
Of course.
So, you sponsored me at Temperance Training, which I'm not even going to say the fucking price, but you blessed me, right, and allowed me to set up. You donated to Temperance Training, gave me the booth to set up. I know you donate every year to a couple other places. Don't you tithe, right?
Yeah.
Talk about that. Talk about the tithing, because that's a spiritual that's scripture. That's
So
which is giving away what 10% of your.
Yeah, that's what they talk about in scripture. But I have at times like giving my money directly to the church, but instead I give back in different ways. The way I look at it is, God has always provided for me, even in that horrendous financial year, 2017, like I was talking about, when I was barely making enough to get by. Even then, I would still donate or give away some of what I came in. If I scored a job for $100, awesome, someone's getting $10. I score a job for 10 grand, awesome, someone's getting $1,000. Doesn't matter what the fuck it is, what the conditions in my life are at that time, how much money I have in the bank, how much money I'm making off the job, whatever it is. When I get money, I feel obligated. It's my responsibility as a human to give that away to someone else, because God has always provided for me. I've never gone homeless. I've never had my phone shut off. I've never had any of my utilities shut off, any of that shit. I've never gone hungry. No matter what, I've always been able to get through. Like, I'm still here today, which is proof of that. And I take it as my responsibility with the life that I have, and because of how grateful I am for the life that I have, that I need to just use the resources that I have to help others in any way that I possibly can. It doesn't matter if that means it's financial or it's using my energy, my time, whatever else it may be. Any of those resources, I just feel obligated to do something with that to help others, because others have always helped me in one way or another. And God has always provided for me with well more than enough than what I need.
Yeah.
And I don't know. It's just an example that my mother set. She used to do a whole lot of shit. She would volunteer at soup kitchen in our hometown. She was very active in the program back when she was sober. She would donate to a whole lot of things. And that was the example that she got from her uncle. And like, this dude, that motherfucker would set, you know, the people that go out and ring the bell for Salvation Army at Christmas time. And you know how cold fucking Christmas time is in upstate New York. This motherfucker would be out there setting records for just how much time he was putting in ringing the bell and just giving back. And I don't know. I'm lucky that I did have that positive example in my life to pick that up from. Have I always done it? No, not at all. I started doing that in 2015, 2016. And it's also one of those things where, just like they say with life, everything that you give, you get back in one way or another. And even with that, anything that I've given out, I've always gotten more back. Like, my business has done better and better over the years. So if you're looking at it from the perspective of, I get a paycheck, I give away a part of that paycheck, and my business keeps growing. That's not why I do it by any fucking means, but that's just me getting reminded that I'm doing the right thing. And it's worked out pretty fucking well, and it's helped out other people. So I'm happy about it.
Yeah, it's beautiful, man, because not a lot of people have that relationship with money.
Yeah.
You know, I definitely, it's one of my biggest, I never really valued money, you know? So it's a learning process for sure, you know?
And that's one of the biggest things, like you just said, you never valued money. So a lot of thing that people get twisted up on is value. It doesn't always mean, like, $1 to me might not be $1 to you. Like, remember the first night that you and Bree came over to my place for a movie night? I was giving you a tour of the house. I took you into the art room. Yeah. There was a poster that was sitting on the table that you just grabbed up, like, kind of not really giving a fuck about it because you didn't know the value of it. To you, it could have been like $5. Didn't mean shit. To me, I know that poster's one of 4 in the world. So I know how much it's worth.
I feel bad.
No, I don't give a fuck. Okay. I don't care at all. If I did, I would have said something.
I didn't fuck it up, though.
No, it's good.
I respect art.
Yeah. But that's the thing. Like, that right there just shows value. Not everyone values everything the same. And
yeah, you're pissed about it, though. That's why you remember it.
No, I remember it because it was fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
If I was pissed, I would have said something right there.
Like, don't touch it.
Don't
pour over me.
Don't pour over me.
Yeah.
But that's what it is. It comes down to value. Like, so another thing, I know how much I charge an hour when it comes to work. I know what my rates are. That's what I value my time at. But at the same time, I don't always choose to spend my time in something that is going to break out to that financial equivalent. And spending time is one of the most valuable things that you can do. That's why they call it spending, because it's a resource and you don't have more of it. Money is fucking renewable. You can always make more money one way or another. You can't make more fucking time, no matter what you do. So how you choose to spend it says a lot more about how you choose to spend your money.
I like that. So I
Feels
was
nice.
Yeah, it feels nice. Feel it down in my plums. I was, I saw some reel or something on Instagram one day, and it was, it was Billie Eilish.
Ooh.
She was talking about money, right? And I'll never forget this. She goes, money is a very powerful thing, but sometimes it's more powerful when you say no to it.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of that, I had an opportunity late last year for a company already established in another country, looking to get a footprint or a foothold in their market in the U.S. Would have tripled my income and lasted from probably until I could fucking retire. And I had to turn it down.
Tripled your income?
Yes. And I'm not bragging by any means, but I make a decent amount. Like, I'm comfortable. I'm more than comfortable and content and happy with how much I make. This opportunity would have tripled how much I make. But on the flip side of that, it would have made me have to put in way more hours than I was willing to do. And I'm not willing to sacrifice that.
Yeah.
I've done it before. I've had opportunities like that, not that generous of an opportunity, but I've had opportunities like that before with salaried positions, with benefits and this and that I turned down. And it's one of those things where it's kind of horrifying. It's like, that's a lot of fucking money. Like, that's what I've been working towards. That's the whole point of being in business. But for me, that's not. The whole point of me being in business and operating the way I do when it comes to how much work I do a month, the amount of clients I take on and this and that, is to have as much freedom as I possibly can. If I'm being chained to my phone, having to manage social media and answer emails and this and that and take calls at all hours of the day, I've been in that mode before and it ain't fucking pretty. I'm not going back to it.
So that, would that guy let's just say 7 years ago, would he have said yes to it?
7 years ago, 100%
100%.
would have been all in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Struck gold.
Yes. Same thing Tom said. When this happened, I brought it up in our group with you and Tom. I want to say Tom was like, you think you ever would have been able to turn down an opportunity like that before? No, not a fucking chance. That would have been like, oh,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
clouds parting, fucking angel fanfare, the
Everything's
light
gonna
shining
be
down.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nope.
And that shows you that there's versions of ourselves dying.
Dude, I actually, when I turned the job down, I emailed the guy and I gave a pretty detailed response. And at one point I said, I've worked myself to the bone like that before. And although it might have filled my coffers, it left me empty inside. And he just
had to get poetic with it like that.
And he just had no response. He's like, thank you for your time.
Like, never, I don't want this fucking dead poet on my team anyways. Simple no would have sufficed.
Well, if I'm shooting you down after doing like a 2-hour interview and this and that,
right,
I'm going to at least I'm not just going to tell you get fucked. I'll be at least nice about it.
Everyone in this room is now stupider for what you have said. A simple no would have been fine.
Business ethics.
Oh, shit. Well, dude, man, I love you. I'm always happy when you come on and chop it up. I'm glad we got to do a one-on-one. And, yeah, man, here's to many more experiences coming down the line.
Yeah, dude. Fucking living life however we can.
That's right, baby. Thanks, man. I love you.
Love you too, man.